It's iPhone XR launch day, and you know what? I've noticed a pattern among early reviewers. Everyone thinks that the XR is full of compromises until they use it, and then it feels nearly perfect. You get 95% of the XS features for 75% of the price. Before we get started, here, let me help you adjust your thinking when it comes to the XR, because the XR is not a dumbed down version of the XS. The XS is just an upgraded, more luxurious, and less colorful version of the XR. The XR's LCD screen has been slightly controversial in certain circles for not even being 1080p, but it shouldn't be, and here's why. It looks sharp at the distance that I normally hold my phone. You'll probably only perceive a difference between the XS or the Max and the XR when you're looking at them side by side. True, there's no HDR, and the black levels aren't quite as deep, and maybe the screen doesn't look quite as good from an angle, but having an LCD screen instead of an OLED screen is great for battery life. In fact, the XR has the longest lasting battery life of any iPhone ever, and that's something that I'm gonna like a lot. The screen is bright enough for outdoor use. I love the tap to wake functionality being available on the LCD, and I miss the 3D touch more than I thought I would. The bezel, obviously, is bigger than on the XS or the Max, but I think I'm gonna stop noticing it after a while, just like the notch, and the screen is still larger than the XS, so it's really not a problem. The XR has a single wide-angle rear camera, which is the same as on the XS. There's just not a telephoto lens. And there are actually ways that that's a good thing, like being able to get better low-light shots with that wide-angle lens. On the downside, you will have to zoom with your feet, meaning you'll actually have to use your feet to get closer to your subject, and the portrait mode only works on faces, so goodbye pictures of my favorite coffees to post on social media. I'm gonna miss ya. The XR can do portrait lighting, but it only has 3 options in one of the cameras versus 5 on the XS. And honestly, I never use those anyways, so it's cool. I love the video capabilities here. Shooting in 4K 60 and recording stereo audio is awesome. And while I don't use Animojis or Memojis all that much, they are here. Now, if the XS Max maybe felt a little too big for you and the XS maybe felt a little too small, then the XR is right in the middle, and it might be perfect. I've been using the XS Max for a while now, and this feels more usable one-handed, and I like that. This is the first time since 2013 with the iPhone 5C that we've had this many color options to choose from when it comes to a new iPhone, and I have to say, I'm really excited for that. I love them all, except I'm a little bit less excited about the product Red because it's been so available in recent years, but still, very cool. I really like the fact that the colors do a better job at hiding fingerprints than the XS or XS Max colors, but most people are gonna use a case, and in that case, I'm excited about the rumors that Apple might be making their own clear case so that the colors aren't hidden. I just laid eyes on this phone today for the very first time, and I can already tell you I have no performance complaints. It's the same A12 Bionic chip as the XS and the Max, and things like gaming and AR, they're not even a challenge for it. Now, there's 1 GB of RAM less on the XR than the XS, 3 versus 4, but don't worry about it, it's not even a problem. The screen is pushing less pixels, so forget about it. The XR's base storage tier is 64 gigs. I wish there was 28, but get this, it's only $50 to upgrade to 128, whereas on the XS, there is no 128 option. You have to jump to 256, and it costs $150 extra. So this is actually a great deal. There's no lightning to headphone jack adapter dongle in the box, and I wouldn't normally care, except that's still the way that I listen to music when I'm in the car. All my headphones, though, are completely wireless. So I haven't tested out the speakers yet, but they're supposed to have that wider stereo sound, which is great, and it sounds like they might be a little bit less loud than the XS Max. That's cool either way. I mean, the speakers are pretty good already, so. Here's the thing, if you get the XR instead of the XS, you're gonna save $250. And if I were you, I might use that savings to get the cables and adapters and chargers and maybe the case that I wanted. So let's wrap this up. I feel like if you're coming from the iPhone 6, 7, even the 8 eras, then this is gonna be an amazing upgrade. Personally, I am excited enough about this phone that I did pre-order one aside from this review unit, which I'm mainly gonna be using for video production stuff, like solely. Now that doesn't mean that I'm gonna get rid of my XS Max. That is still gonna be my daily. But if I wasn't a reviewer and if I didn't make videos for a living, I could definitely be happy with this as my one phone. More than happy. On the other hand, if you made me choose between one or the other, then I would definitely go with the XS Max because I like to have the best of the best. If you have any questions, make sure to leave me a comment and make sure to hammer the like button to let me know that you're excited about the XR review, which I'll be working on starting right now. And don't forget, I'm at Daily Tech, spelled Daily, T-E-K-K, on Instagram, Twitter, and all over the place. So make sure to come find me and say hey, and I'll catch you in the next video. Later.